Caucus.
Discuss that. And first, I kind of wanted to get your guys' thoughts of what you were feeling when you were watching that Bernie Sanders Medicare for All.
So I was watching it in Union Bar in Hillman City with a bunch of other progressives. We created that event on Our Revolution. So a bunch of Our Revolution people had supporters were also there. And it was a wonderful mix. I'd expected the crowd to be a lot younger than it really was. It was mostly middle-aged women. It was very a lot of women were there, but we had a lot of fun. It energized a lot of people, and even the people who were just coming to drink in the bar who had not heard of that event, they were super excited. And it's such obvious things that Bernie points out, and it's all the questions that mainstream media asks and can really just Google it and find the answers to it. But they ask these questions on their media channels as if they're answers mysteries that cannot be solved. And Bernie Sanders sort of laid it out against all of those arguments. And that's why I loved it.
Absolutely. It all feels like we know this. This isn't the first time this has been said to us. Michael Moore did a movie about healthcare.
Yeah, Sicko.
Yeah,
Sicko. Yep.
Sicko. Great movie, by the way.
So we just need more people to know, and it's happening. That's the exciting part. It's happening. We're doing it. He's doing it.
Finally, that's what I'm most excited about. Is as a person that has is currently on state Medicare. Or Medicaid, excuse me. Medicaid is what I'm on. And to be able to have everybody covered would be like the ultimate goal. Like I've been in the insurance industry since 1 year old. And when I turned 18, they kicked me off of Medicare and said, go get a job and get your own insurance. And I've been trying to do that ever since. It's been spotty off and on. And I've gone to emergency rooms and had to pay $20,000 just to get one dose of my medication because I didn't have insurance and I couldn't get it. So those kinds of things would go away. You would never have to worry about that. If you get sick, you wouldn't have to worry, how am I going to pay for the doctor visit? How am I going to live paying medical bills? What have we learned, right? That most people that are thrown out on the streets in poverty, it's because they can't pay their medical bills that they're in poverty in the first place. So this absurdity that we have to treat healthcare as a profit-driven business is complete and utter disgracefully implemented in our country that just makes us look so damn greedy, and we're not. The people that I associate with, the people that I know, the true America that I am trying to be a part of, we're not like that. That's not who we are. That does not represent us. And what Bernie's saying, that's what we need. That's what needs to happen.
Yep. And I might add to Brian's point, like they'll be on Medicare, you're until 16 now, get off, go get a job. As long as you're making somebody rich in America, you'll get some crumbs out of that. As if working class did not help create the wealth that currently exists. So all the medical advancements, majority of the immunizations were done by the military, were discovered by the military. We pay for the military. It's our tax dollars that paid for most of the medical research in American history. Now they tell us that we cannot reap the rewards of it unless we are making them even richer. Healthcare is a human right because we have now reached at a point where there is enough. If somebody gets healthcare for free, you're not taking it away from anybody. There's no scarcity. They have created this artificial scarcity and two-tier justice system, two-tier education system, two-tier healthcare system. If you're rich, you get the best of everything. If you're poor,
there have been studies done all over. I'm in Tacoma Pierce County, and the local hospitals or public assistance people people from each agency came together and they started looking at what was costing the most. And you know what they found? They found there were 3 people in Tacoma whose repeated emergency needs, and one in particular out of the 3, were jacking the budget up. It was like 2/3 of the cost of the budget for this program. And so they ended up helping these 3 people live lives that reduced their emergency response needs. So a little extra time, a little public support, and we reduced public cost. We eliminated 2/3 of the budget, or well, 2/3 of the use of that budget, and opened it up for expanding to help more people. And that's the kind, I wish I could quote locations or sources, but I've seen articles where they've done citywide studies and they see pockets of poverty or food desert or what different impacts in different neighborhoods and what they can do. And it often means nurses visiting in home weekly to monthly to help. That often helps with new and young mothers. There are similar programs for different segments of our population, and a little proactive work saves a lot of money on the back end of things.
And we create
It's
jobs.
logic.
We create jobs. You need these nurses. If we have public childcare, you need those childcare providers. These are good paying government job with benefits and hopefully pensions. We don't talk about that anymore. I am from India and I had a pension account, and in my one and a half year of work there, I had enough money for 4 or 5 months of rent, actually more than that, almost 10 months of rent. And that was just 1.5 years. I had so much more working life ahead of me. That is security. We had that in America. The labor movement fought for that. And now with corporate Democrats have taken that away from us. Bill Clinton shoved the labor unions out of the Democratic Party, and that has led to the decline of the society in America.
That's right. Thank you, Supreet.
Can I speak
sad.
Can I speak to Brian's question real quick? Do you mind? I just want to make a point. On the town hall, Brian, one of the starkest realities that was pointed out in that town hall was last year, 36,000 people died because they didn't have adequate insurance. And the corporate-owned Democrat apologists are trying to say they want to shore up the ACA, the for-profit health insurance program that doesn't even cover 28 million people in this country. That to me is shameful. We need to have a single payer Medicare for all system, like a whole Washington they're trying to put through, or we're going to have more and more people die. Next year, it might be 72,000. Is that going to wake up everybody? That healthcare town hall was wonderful. And I would like to see that replayed over and over again until it gets through to some of the knuckleheads who are saying, oh, we got to shore up the ACA. Programs like CHIP and the ACA are put in as quarter measures to thwart single-payer, not-for-profit health care for this country. That's all they are, and that's the rhetoric, I'll say propaganda, that's coming from the corporate-owned Democrats. We need to vote in progressives who represent the people, the baker, the machinist, the transportation, the school teacher. Like Supreet said, we have no representation. The representation of the corporate Democratic Party is for the donor class and the donor class only. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, and also, if Bernie's going to run, he needs all the support. He needs Bernie-crats at every level inside the government, no matter which party you're running from. Run for PCOs, run for help candidates, maybe volunteer on their campaign, get signatures for initiatives, and just keep bothering the Democratic Party in whatever way you can. And we will win.
Oh.
Yeah, can somebody stop it? I'm locked up.